a sign of intelligence, a sign of growth, a sign of maturity. And in many ways, it is. But what most people never talk about is the cost. Because the more aware you become, the harder it becomes to ignore reality. You begin noticing things other people miss, patterns, motives, contradictions, and sometimes the truth becomes difficult to escape. The hidden cost of self-awareness is that once you see certain things, you can never unsee them. Self-aware people spend a lot of time observing, not just other people, themselves, their emotions, their thoughts, their habits, their mistakes. While many people move through life on autopilot, self-aware individuals constantly analyze their behavior. And that awareness can become exhausting because every weakness becomes visible. Every insecurity becomes harder to ignore. Every mistake becomes impossible to hide from yourself. The more aware you become, the less comfortable ignorance feels. Once someone becomes highly self-aware, they often become highly aware of others. They notice fake confidence, hidden insecurity, manipulation, emotional dishonesty, and subtle changes in behavior, things most people completely overlook. That sounds like a strength, and sometimes it is. But it also creates a problem, because understanding people deeply can make it difficult to trust them easily. The more patterns you notice, the harder it becomes to ignore them. One of the strangest parts of self-awareness is isolation. Not physical isolation, psychological isolation. Because awareness changes the way you experience conversations, relationships, and the world itself. You start questioning things, thinking deeper, searching for meaning. And many people around you may never understand why. That's why highly self-aware people often feel disconnected. Not because they're better than others, but because they spend so much time examining reality that ordinary distractions stop feeling satisfying. Most people survive by avoiding uncomfortable truths. Self-aware people don't have that luxury. Because awareness forces honesty. You know when you're making excuses. You know when you're avoiding responsibility. You know when fear is controlling your decisions. And while that honesty creates growth, it can also create pain. Because growth often begins where comfort ends. The truth is, self-awareness removes many illusions, and reality is not always comfortable. Self-awareness is both a gift and a burden. It helps people grow, learn, improve, understand themselves. But it also forces them to confront things many people spend their entire lives avoiding. That's why awareness often feels heavy, because wisdom comes with responsibility. The responsibility to face reality honestly, even when it's uncomfortable. Maybe the hidden cost of being self-aware is that life becomes impossible to experience on the surface. You notice more, feel more, think more, and question more. But perhaps that's also where real growth begins. Because while awareness can feel lonely, it also creates understanding. And understanding creates wisdom. If this video felt personal, your mind notices more than most people. Like, share, and subscribe to MindShade, the inner signal. For more cinematic explorations of psychology, human behavior, and the hidden side of the mind,